function f is such that fx equal to 3x squared minus 1, and the x is between negative 10 and 8. So we need to find the range of f. Okay, so before I start to do this question, I know that the graph of 3x squared will look like this. 3x squared will look like this. So the 3x squared minus 1 will be somewhere here. So it go downward 1. So this will be 3x squared minus 1. Okay, so we know that when x is equal to negative 10, okay, x equal to negative 10, then the f of negative 10 will be 3 times negative 10 square minus 1. So it's 299. And if we have the f of 8, then will be 3 times 8 square minus 1. So we have the 3x square minus 1. So calculate with substitute with negative 10, then it's 299. And we substitute with 8, it is 191. Okay, so the graph for this from negative 10 to 8, so the negative 10 to 8 will be something like this. X equal to 0, y equal to negative 1. Okay, so we will have something like this. Okay, so we will have this, something like this. So this is negative 1. Okay, then this one is negative 10, 299. So this is 299 and this is negative 10. And we have the 8191. So 8 and 191 here. So the domain for the function is the x between negative 10 and 8 inclusive. Okay, so the domain, where is the domain? Domain is this part. Okay, domain is this part. Domain is this part. So the smallest value until the largest value, negative 10 and 4. Then the range of the function will be the fx between the smallest value is negative 1 and the largest value is 299. So the range is this part. So the smallest value to the largest value, this is the range. Okay, so this is the range. Okay, so this is the answer between negative 1 and 299. So you have to write the fx or you write the y at the middle there. Okay, okay, so for part B, write down a suitable domain for the f inverse as is. Okay, so to have the f inverse as it, so the graph must be 1 to 1. Graph, only 1 to 1 graph, okay, have f inverse. Okay, so this is not 1 to 1, this is many to 1. So we have to cut it into half. So we will have the x greater than or equal to 0. So for x greater than equal to 0, the original graph is this. So when we cut it into half, then this will be something like this. Then it will become 1 to 1. Okay, we cut one half side, half of the side. Okay, so this is the answer that the examiner hope you to write lah. Okay, if you write the answer as x less than or equal to 0, actually it is correct. Okay, but normally we don't write it this way lah. Okay, so for this one, have a lot of answer in my opinion lah. Okay, suitable domain ma. So then the student say, if I write the x, okay, so let's say I say the x is greater than or equal to 10, okay, then the graph will look like this. Also 1 to 1 lah. Then you cannot say that the inverse does not exist, the inverse also exists. Okay. So maybe they need to amend the question here so that the suitable domain, maximum domain, something like that. Okay, but I don't know how to write the question correctly. So for me, normally I don't come out this kind of question. So, but I know that the standard answer will be this. Okay, so the axis of symmetry greater than or equal to the axis of symmetry. So for this one, okay, we know that if we want to find the domain for F inverse, then it will be the range of the F. So the domain for F inverse will be the X is between the -1, okay, and 299. -1 and the 299. So the domain for F inverse is something like this. So you have the F is like this, then the F inverse will be something like this. Okay, then they are symmetry about the y equal to x. So this is -1 until the 299. Okay. So this one is the domain for F inverse. The question here asks for a domain for F. So domain for F, so the domain of F original is from -10 until 8. But now the domain for F here become the x greater than or equal to 0. So this part we cancel already. Okay. So this one is no longer here. Okay. So we don't want this part. We want this part only. So this is the domain for F. So that F inverse exists. Okay. So that the F become 1-to-1 function. Or you can also assume that the part A and part B uh, are not related. So for part B, we ignore this one. We don't look at this one. Okay, part B, we don't look at this. Okay, so part B, we have the 3x squared minus 1. You will need to write down a suitable domain for the F so that the F inverse exists. So the x is greater than or equal to 0. So we ignore the domain given in the question for part B.